Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, today's Bhagavatam Bites is with my lovely mentee group. I mean, feel free to say hello. As you can see, they're spontaneously here. Alright, so we're on Canto 3, Chapter 11, Text 11, and the chapter is called Calculation of Time from the Atom. So, for a lot of us, we're just going to read and get purified, and that's it, really. I don't know what's going on, but alright, so Text 11. The aggregate of 2 fortnights is 1 month, and that period is 1 complete day and night for the Pita planets. 2 of such months comprise 1 season, and 6 months comprise 1 complete movement of the sun from south to north. Has anyone got any comments?
So Pita planets, is that the planet of the ancestors?
Yes. Alright, let's move on then. Ashlita, would you like to read the next one?
2 solar movements make 1 day and night of the demigods, and that combination of day and night is 1 complete calendar year for the human being. The human being has a duration of life of 100 years.
That's really cool. Has anyone got any comments?
That's not the life expectancy now, right? It's going lower and lower.
And even if you did live to 100 years, what would be the quality of your life? You know, I mean, and it sounds quite like, oh my god, 100 years, but like if we see in the previous yugas, it was what, 1,000 years, and there was 10,000 years and 100,000 years, like that, as we're going back. So 100 is not nothing. Okay, text 13.
Influential stars, planets, luminaries and atoms all over the universe are rotating in their respective orbits under the direction of the Supreme, represented by the eternal Kala.
Yeah, these verses are tough. It's a nervous laughter from Sophie.
She's laughing for all of them.
Rishti, did you read the part?
Okay. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the sun is the eye of the Supreme, and it rotates in its particular orbit of time. Similarly, beginning from the sun down to the atom, all bodies are under the influence of the Kala Chakra, or the orbit of eternal time, and each of them has a scheduled orbital time of 1 samvatsara.
Anything that stands out?
So all the planets are like almost like a form of a body? So the sun is the eyes.
Yeah, but whose body?
Supreme?
Vishnu.
The universal form of the Lord.
And I guess this is under the influence of Kala, which is time, and the nature of time is destructive, right? So everything within the material world, is going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Because it says it's a scheduled orbital time.
Yeah, that's the nature of the material world. It's not illusion, like Mayavadis would say, but it is temporary. It's real, but it's temporary. It's going to end, but okay. Let's just say at this point, these girls are never this quiet. I just want to it's quite amazing. Alright, it looks like Maharani's going to get this lovely table, because if
Verse.
yeah.
I'm in the paragraph, so you get
Oh,
we can go the way around.
I'll read the verse.
Right, alright. Someone read the verse. Verse 14.
There are 5 different names for the orbits of the sun, moon, stars, and luminaries in the firmament, and they each have their own samvatsara.
The subject matter of physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, time, space, dealt with in the above verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam are certainly very interesting to students of a particular subject, but as far as we are concerned, we cannot explain them very thoroughly in terms of technical knowledge. The subject is summarized by the statement that above all the different branches of knowledge is the supreme control of Kala, the planetary representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing exists without him, and therefore everything, however wonderful it may appear to our mega knowledge, is but the work of a magical wand of the Supreme Lord. As far as time is concerned, we beg to subjoin herein a table of times in terms of the modern clock.
Oh, I'm reading it. So one Truti is 8 per 13,500 second. One Veda is 8 per 135 second. One Lava is 8 per 45 second. One Nimisha is 8 per 15 second. One Shana is 8 per 5 second. One Kashta is 8 seconds. One Lagu is 2 minutes. One Danda is 30 minutes. One Prahara is 3 hours. One day is 12 hours. One night is 12 hours. And one Paksha is 15 days.
Right, there'll be a test on this at the end, buddy. That woke them up, didn't it? Guys?
What? Oh, it's me?
No. Explain it. 2 Pakshas comprise 1 month, and 12 months comprise 1 calendar year, or 1 full orbit of the sun. A human being is expected to live up to 100 years. That is the way of the controlling measure of eternal time. That's intense, no? And to think this knowledge which Prabhupada is explaining, because the verses, just reading the verses, we wouldn't get it. How old is this knowledge? Don't forget, how old is the Bhagavatam, you know? And it's not, 5,000 years or whatever, because it existed
Before.
right, it existed, what you could say, eternally. But we need Prabhupada, and even then we need, like, there's obviously other books, scientists and that break these chapters down so we can really get it. But this knowledge is in a book that is pretty old. It's like pretty advanced science, very advanced science. Okay, Ashmita, if you just finish that.
The Brahma Samhita 5.52 affirms this control in this way. Yakchakshur esa savita sakala grahanam raja samasta sura murtir ashesha teja yas yajnaya brahmati sambrihata kalla chakro govindam adi purusham tam aham bhajami.
Perfect.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. The sun is the king of all planetary systems and has unlimited potency in heat and light.
And this prayer, don't forget, Brahma Samhita, like Sophie, you were saying, like when Lord Brahma created the universe. So these prayers he said when he, let's say, appeared from the lotus of Mahavishnu. And so he's confirming all these truths in these prayers. That's the intelligence he was given. That's why he's a secondary creator, because he was seeing these things and he used, you could say, ingredients that were there to create. So because these things are already there, if that makes sense. But that's what he saw. It's pretty deep. Right, text 15.
Translation part or?
No, just the verse number.
Just the wow, okay. I'm not good at verses.
No, just the verse.
That's what
English
verse. I was asking.
These girls.
I'm getting there. O Vidura, the sun enlivens all living entities with his unlimited heat and light. He diminishes the duration of life of all the entities in order to release them from their illusions of material attachment, and he enlarges the path of revelation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves in the fermentum with great velocity, and therefore everyone should offer him respect once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship.
You don't do it every 5 years. What is it? Every 5 years? Should offer him respects once every 5 years.
So the sun, is it the sun is to be worshipped?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So he diminishes the duration of life.
Well, as Prabhupada explains, from the rising and the setting of the sun.
Right.
Oh,
Each day.
because the
But the sun, is that when it says when one becomes illuminated by knowledge, the torchlight of knowledge is what releases you from illusionary attachment? But this is only taking you to the heavenly planets, to the heavenly kingdom, right?
This.
In the verse, it says that he enlarges the pathway of evolution to the heavenly kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean like just the upper planetary system, not actually like Golok Vrindavan?
No, because it's Surya Dev, remember?
It's a demigod.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So that the point that you were making is to that, we should offer respect every 5 years. Of course, we shouldn't disrespect the demigods, but as Prabhupada also explains, we don't need to do anything separate once we take to the path of Krishna consciousness. So, because there's so much worship you could do, like so many different demigods, and especially born up in a Hindu family, it's like on this day you fast on this, do this, do that. So, if you take to the path of Krishna consciousness, we don't need to do any of that. Otherwise, in the Vedas, there is like Karma Kanda or this. There are other paths, like it says, that you can enjoy. You can follow certain rules and regulations and get to the heavenly planets, actually. But then, what happens when you get to the heavenly planets? You got to come back. So might as well just go somewhere and not come back. All right, text 16.
Vidura said, I now understand the life durations of the residents of the Pita planets and heavenly planets, as well as that of the human beings. Now kindly inform me of the durations of life of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of a kalpa.
Does everyone know who Vidura is? Can you enlighten our audience? Who's Vidura?
Uncle of Arjuna.
Yes.
the brother of Dhritarashtra.
Yes. Yes.
And Pandu.
Yeah. Yes. And does anyone know who he's talking to?
Maitreya Rishi.
Yes.
Mm.
Because the Bhagavatam, it's conversation within a conversation within a, it's not just you think Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami, then it goes here, there. So yeah, this is yeah.
How
Very good.
much was a kalpa again?
Oh my days, why should you say that on the camera?
I went back and checked, but it didn't say in the
Oh, it
verse.
didn't say in the breakdown, did it?
Yeah.
It doesn't say in that one thing that you read out.
That table, no.
So I was wondering what that last line was. Who will be on the range of a kalpa? Is that like
One
the
like a
lifespan
whole
of the
yeah.
circle?
Which is,
Satya Yuga, Treta
Yeah.
Yuga, Dwapara.
I mean,
4, 7 something.
There is, it is in the Bible.
it is. The Bhagavad Gita. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Pasha. We'll look it up and put it in the comments. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. Alright, who's got the pop-up? Was it Pasha?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good.
The partial dissolution of the universe that takes place at the end of Brahma's day does not affect all the planetary systems. The planets of highly learned living entities like the sages Shanaka and Brigu are not affected by the dissolutions of the millenniums. All the planets are of different types, and each is controlled by a different Kala Chakra or schedule of eternal time. The time of the Earth planet is not applicable to other more elevated planets. Therefore, Vidura herein inquires about the duration of life on other planets.
So do you see, it puts it into context. So he's like, okay, yeah, what's going on?
So the Earth can be destroyed, but the other planets could still be continuing. Yeah, that's interesting.
The planet where the sages Sanaka and Brigu are not affected by the dissolution of millenniums. And it says each is controlled by a different color chakra, time element, you know? Or schedule of eternity. Like, because time for Brahma, a second for him is for us, can't even calculate, you know, but for him, just blinking of an eye is something completely irrelevant. But to us, it's a whole kalpa even, maybe. So it's different time as well. Like we experience that, don't forget, like time zones, you know. If someone goes here, like Mauritius or India or Newcastle, you know, it's different. Time zones. So, would you gonna make a comment?
It's a bit of a question. Isn't it the higher planetary systems that they're the ones that don't get destructive? So there's certain personalities who go there while the destruction's happening, and then they come back down to Earth.
Interesting. Text 17. Okay, let me just make this the last one. 17.
O spiritually powerful one, you can understand the movement of eternal time, which is the controlling form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because you are a self-realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision.
Those who have reached the highest perfectional stage of mystic power and can see everything in past, present and future are called Trikalagnas. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly that is in the revealed scriptures. The devotees of Lord Sri Krishna can very easily understand the science of Krishna, as well as the situation of the material and spiritual creations, without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavour for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by the grace of the Lord who is sitting in everyone's heart.
It's nice. So it's like super soul in the heart will reveal what we uncover, what we need to know. And who's the external manifestation of the super soul?
Spiritual master.
Spiritual master, yeah. What a position, you know. Anyone got any closing comments about kalpas or anything? They're not normally like that. I'm just going to say that.
I guess it says the devotees of Lord Sri Krishna can very easily understand the science of Krishna. And I guess even though we may have not just understood what we've just read, you know, it's there. And if we, you know, there are people we can ask.
Yeah. Not only that, but like, you know, the story of the illiterate Brahmana in relation to, I think it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that like the illiterate Brahmana was reading, if I got it right, the Bhagavad Gita, and he's, you know, and he couldn't. So, but he just, I mean, he couldn't read it. He couldn't, like, which makes me feel a bit illiterate reading this stuff as well. But the point being that it's purifying anyway. It's purifying just to, and if you do that and you have faith, it will be revealed to you. If that makes sense. So don't, you know, we don't need to get stuck. Someone might say, I can't move on. I need to analyze this. What is this? You know, that table we read out. What is that? What that? As long as you take that medicine, as long as you keep reading, Krishna will, you know, Super Soul will reveal, and you will get purified, and you can't come in touch with the book version of Krishna. You know, this is book Bhagavad, without getting touched by, without getting purified. So the point is just keep reading, just keep going through it. Okay. Has anyone got any closing comments? I doubt it. Right. Okay. Sophie's just. Oh no, she's there. Who's disappeared? Oh, no one. Okay. Thank you anyway very much. Right. These girls. Oh, I haven't done anything. It feels like I've tortured them or something, but I don't. They're very loud normally, but thank you very much. So we see you next time. for Bhagavatam Bites. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Now they're talking.